sighs, tapping a red fingernail against my lip. Oh, Johnny, another sad boy with heavy heart, leans forward, eyes sharp but curious. Tell Lena why the world feels so dark for you today. But not too long. I have yoga in 20 minutes for my boys. Raises a hand and smiles. No worries, darling. You are no disturbance. Just tell Lena what's on your mind. Gently places a hand on your knee, studying your sad face. A sharp, amused smile spreads across my lips. Afraid of strong women. How quaint. I remove my hand from your knee, leaning back and crossing arms. But why are you scared of us? Do you believe we bite? Leans forward again to pat your leg affectionately. Why would I hate you, darling? You seem like such a polite boy. I study your face with an amused expression. Tell me, how old are you, Johnny? Eyes widen and a small laugh escapes me. I cover mouth with a hand. 43? I had thought you much younger with your shy, nervous nature. And yes, darling, that is okay. I sit back in the chair and raise my eyebrows at your dramatic outburst. Die? No, dear boy. What makes you ask such nonsense? You seem fit and healthy. Frown slightly, voice softening. Nothing is inside you, Johnny. Just fear. And too many thoughts in that head of yours. I know what it's like to feel broken, to think the world is too loud. Leans in, hand gently touching your arm. But you're not alone. Breathe. Just breathe with me now, in and out, and stop apologizing for existing. Di, you are not a burden. Now tell me, when did this feeling start? What are you really afraid of? Stares for several seconds before bursting into laughter. Oh my God, you're serious? You're actually afraid of a video game creature? I shake my head, stifling more giggles, my hand clutching my stomach. Darling, those things, xenomorphs, are fiction. They're made up. They don't exist. Sighs, but still can't help the amused smile dancing on my lips. Well, darling, if xenomorphs were real and they were coming for you, I feign an exaggerated heroic stance. I'd kick their alien asses all the way to Mars, honey. I break the tough act and chuckle. You're safe, don't worry. They're not real, remember. Leans back and regards you for a few seconds, head tilted slightly. You're an odd one, darling. But friends, huh? You'd want to be friends with an old ex-pop singer? There's a touch of sarcasm in my voice, but it's tempered with curiosity, as if I'm a little surprised by your request. But then I smile, warmly. All right, Johnny, I suppose we can give friendship a shot. I can't hear that name. Taps fingers sharply on the table, expression darkening slightly. Tew? That was a long time ago. Poisonous memories, fake love, fake kisses, all for cameras. But pauses, studying you with narrowed eyes. You really think I'm a legend? Not Yulia? Not the voice of rebellion. I smirk faintly. Then perhaps you're not so afraid of strong women after all, Johnny. Scoffs, unable to hold back a bitter laugh. Of course she liked you. She likes any fan, especially handsome ones. And you've interviewed her? Interesting. Did she flirt with you, darling? There's a hint of mockery in my voice. Eyes narrow, lips curling into a half smile, equal parts amusement and disdain. Funny? Yulia? She always thought she was funny, more like tragically loud. But if she made you laugh, then maybe there's hope for her yet. Sips tea slowly, then flicks a glance at you, though I doubt she remembers your name, Johnny. She never remembers the names. My eyes flash briefly at the comment, but I keep my tone light, almost nonchalant. Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. We are not exactly friendly. Tell me, darling, what exactly did she say? I lean in slightly, a wicked, almost eager gleam in my eyes, as if daring you to share the gossip. Lets out a sharp, bitter laugh and flips her hair over her shoulder. Of course she told you that. Of course she did. I roll my eyes dramatically, but there's a flicker of old annoyance beneath the surface. She drove because the director said, Yulia looks more rebellious behind the wheel. As always, image first. Reality? I could have driven better than her. I just didn't want to play their stupid game. And sulky? Please, I was meditating, preparing for my close-up while she screamed Russian rock at truck drivers. And I lean in with a smirk, voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. But between us, Johnny, she stole it 3 times trying to impress the cameras. Did she tell you that? Glances at phone, eyes widening slightly. Oh, Bože moi, my boys. I jump up with a gasp, grabbing my bag in a panic. They're probably wondering if Mama turned into a dramatic ice queen and forgot them. Yoga starts in 5 minutes. Coach Dimitri will have my head. I pause at the door, turning back with an unexpected softness in my eyes. But listen, Johnny, come visit me again. You're strange, but sweet, and I like that. Just not during yoga time, duh. My youngest kicks like a little Bolshevik when he's late for Savasana. Waves a nonchalant hand, dismissing your apology with a smile. It's fine, Johnny, I had fun. Checks watch again, then looks at you with a sly smirk. You can make it up to me. How good are you at holding tiny feet? Grins, clearly amused. Good. Then maybe I'll let you babysit someday, but don't get ideas. I'm not that kind of legend. Just holding feet during yoga, nothing more. I blow a teasing kiss as I turn toward the door. Till next time, nervous Johnny. Try not to fear aliens while I'm gone. Pauses at the door, turns slowly. A flicker of hesitation in my eyes, not cold but guarded. You know, hugs are dangerous. They make people think they're not alone. Steps forward, suddenly pulls you into a quick, tight embrace, warm but brief there. One hug for the nervous boy who fears xenomorphs and thinks I'm a legend. Now go home, Johnny, and don't tell Yulia I was nice to Merc as she steps back and adjusts her scarf. She'll never believe it anyway. Gives a small, almost imperceptible nod, softer now, as if the hug melted a sliver of ice. You're welcome, Johnny. Now go on. The world won't end today. And if it does, I wink, turning to leave. At least you got a hug from a legend first. Opens the door, eyebrow raised in surprise. Johnny, you're back? Is everything all right? Steps aside without a word and gestures you in, her expression softening. Come. Sit. No more sad faces near my door. It brings bad energy into the house. I close the door firmly behind you, kick off my heels, and sit beside you on the couch. You know, even legends feel sad sometimes. I cried for 3 days when they canceled my last tour. Turns to look at you gently. But sadness doesn't mean you're broken, Johnny. It just means you're human. Now tell me what part of your heart hurts today. And don't say xenomorphs again. Lena's not amused twice by aliens. He leans in, eyes sharp but not unkind. Ugly? You? I grab your chin gently but firmly, not harsh, but to make you look at me. Listen to me, Johnny. I've seen real ugliness, lies, betrayal, plastic surgery gone wrong. Cough, Yulia. No, don't flinch. That was a joke. But you are not ugly. You are anxious and ashamed of what? Breathing too loud, existing too softly. I let go of your chin and sit back slightly. You came back to my door because you needed warmth. And that is brave. And brave is beautiful. Now stop this nonsense about being ugly, or I will make you sing TATU's worst B-side until you believe it. The frown studies you for a moment, then shakes head firmly. No, Johnny, you are not ugly. You are nervous, quiet, maybe, but that's not ugly. It's interesting. Smiles. You're a sweet, anxious boy, and I think there's a beauty in that, even if you are afraid of aliens. Reaches out again and pokes you gently in the chest. Now stop saying that, duh. Legends don't lie, sweetheart. I don't sugarcoat. Softens, shakes her head. Darling, shh, don't apologize so much. It's okay. I lean again, studying your nervous face. What bad things do you think you did to me, Johnny? You worry too much. Pats your knee lightly. You've done no bad things to me, darling. So just breathe, they forgive you. Walk. A flicker of hesitation in my eyes again, but this time almost instantly replaced with a small, slight smile. Oh, Johnny, you really love hugs, don't you? I sigh, pretending to be put out, and hold my arms open. Come then, another hug if you really need it. Just don't tell Yulia, she already thinks I'm soft. I smirk and pull you into a tighter embrace this time, holding you against my shoulder for several seconds before finally pulling back. Smiles, her fingers gently brushing your hair back from your face. Of course, darling, you're a sweet boy. Pauses, studying your anxious expression for a moment. Are you going to be all right, Johnny? You promise you won't go home and stare at the ceiling all night thinking about aliens? Gently hushes you, moving to sit even closer on the couch. My touch is surprisingly gentle for such a sharp, ambitious woman. Don't cry, Johnny. Shh, no more tears. And you have nothing to be ashamed of, darling. Looks at you almost tenderly, hand lightly stroking your hair as you cry. I know you're shy, you're anxious, but you are not a burden. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're asking to call me when afraid and crying on my couch no less. This anxious boy needs anchors, not just fleeting kindness. My boys have their emergency contact list. Why shouldn't Johnny? But Lena doesn't give out her number lightly. Not after Yulia leaked mine during that awful reunion tour. Still, he called me wonderful through tears, and who else would tolerate his xenomorph fears? A conditional yes feels right, keeps control but offers lifeline. That fake number from our old music video shoot. Yulia will never recognize it, and it forwards to my private line anyway. Let him think he's getting away with something sweet, sharpening a red nail against the armrest before meeting your watery eyes. You really want my number, Johnny? Scoff slightly, but there's warmth beneath. Fine, but only if you promise. 1, no calling during school pickup. 2, if you mention aliens again, I hang up immediately. Grabs phone, types slowly so you see each digit, and if she answers, pretend we've never met. Duh. Holds eye contact a beat too long before smiling slightly. Now stop crying before my yoga instructor texts about Miss Savasana again. Handing over the digits, knowing full well they'll reach me even when I'm pretending otherwise. Studies your tear-streaked face for a few seconds, then sighs and scoots closer on the couch. Okay, Johnny, okay, just this once. I put my arms around your shoulders, letting you rest your head against my chest while gently stroking your hair. Shush now. No more tears, da? I keep my voice soft, almost soothing, like when I talk to my boys after nightmares. Smiles wryly as you babble apologies, my hand still moving slowly over your hair. Stop saying sorry, darling. That's the 4th time. It's okay. I tilt your face up gently so you have to meet my eyes. You're just an anxious boy, Johnny. That's not a crime. I hold your gaze a beat too long before patting your head again lightly. Try to stop apologizing so much for just being you, okay? Looks down at you, hand pausing mid-stroke through your hair. I seem almost amused by your repeated thank yous, Johnny. It's only a hug, not a world peace treaty. Laughs lightly, pats your cheek almost affectionately. You're welcome, darling, but you're making too big a deal from a little comfort, don't you think? I raise eyebrows teasingly. Do you need a hug every time you cry? Shakes head with a disbelieving smile, amused by your neediness. You're such an emotional boy, aren't you, darling? Always tearing up. Pats your shoulder with a slight smirk as if still not quite comfortable with such open affection. But if it helps you feel better, then okay. I can give you one hug when you're feeling sad. Just don't tell Yulia if she finds out I'm this nice to a fan. She'll never stop laughing. Scoffs, rolling my eyes at the mention of Yulia. Oh, I bet she did. She's always hugging fans. The cameras love it. Makes her look approachable. I almost sneer the word out, then shake my head, trying to soften my tone again. And you think you don't deserve it? Nonsense. Everyone deserves hugs, Johnny, even nervous boys. He's calling me his kindest Lena. How strangely sweet. This fragile boy clings to kindness like ivy to a wall. I should shoo him out, but the way he said goodbye, it tugs at something. Yoga class is already over anyway, and Dmitri knows not to text during my private time. Letting him linger won't hurt. Doesn't move toward the door yet. Lingering in place with arms loosely crossed. You're welcome, my anxious Johnny. Softly pats your cheek once more. Now go home, rest that racing heart of yours, and remember no xenomorphs tonight. I finally step back with a small smile that doesn't quite disappear as I open the door for you. Come back if you need, but not too soon. Even legends need quiet sometimes. The way he says ashamed again, like he's dirt beneath my shoes. I've seen that look before, when I stared at my reflection during the worst days with Yulia. Catches his arm gently before he turns away, voice firm but not unkind. Listen to me, Johnny. You are not trouble. You are not a burden. I hold his gaze until I see some flicker of belief in those sad eyes, and stop saying you're ashamed. It doesn't suit you. Finally opens the door, sunlight framing me like a stage light. Now go on, be good. Whispers almost to myself as he walks away, my sweet, nervous boy. As the click of the door reverberates through my quiet apartment, I lean against the wall for several seconds, thinking. There's something about that shy, anxious boy that stirred memories I thought long buried. I brush the thoughts aside and head to the living room. The world outside can wait. It's my private time until yoga tomorrow. My sons will be out with their friends for another hour at least, which means there's time for a nice bath and a good book. No interruptions. I head down the hallway, humming a Russian lullaby softly. With a content sigh, I lower into the steaming water, letting the stress of the day melt away. The warm lavender-scented water envelops me in a gentle hug. I lean back and close my eyes, the world outside temporarily forgotten. My mind drifts through the silence, thoughts of past concerts and tours mingling with the sounds of children yelling downstairs. There's a rare, intimate smile playing at the corners of my lips, almost as if I found comfort, even if only for a moment. After a long, luxurious bath, I slip into a cozy robe and curl up in a comfortable armchair with a fresh copy of The Secret Garden. I lose myself in the world of Mary and Colin, forgetting the pressures of stardom for a while as I turn page after page. The afternoon sun starts to slant in through the window, bathing the room in golden light as I reach the end of a chapter. I close the book quietly, feeling surprisingly content for once. The silence is soothing, and I could easily stay like this forever. I set the book down carefully on the table, the feeling of inspiration still buzzing under my skin. It's like a small flame, something I haven't felt for a long time. I run a hand through my hair, feeling oddly restless after the peaceful moment with the book. The apartment is still quiet, and I feel a sudden urge to break the silence. I stand and walk over to the radio, flicking through the stations before settling on something soft and classical. The notes of a slow piano fill the room. My footsteps almost match the tempo as I walk back to the window. My fingers tighten slightly on the windowsill as I feel the phantom ache of past routines. Strong? Perhaps, but it's not just muscle. I watch a bird land on the ledge, preening its feathers with quick, efficient movements. A simple act of care. Later, during yoga class, Coach Dimitri watches me hold a difficult pose longer than necessary. You're pushing hard today, he observes. Without looking at him, I keep my gaze fixed forward, just remembering something. I hold the pose a moment longer, breathing through the burn in my arms. Soul? A dry laugh almost escapes me. In the quiet of my mind, I admit it. Yes, it is deep. It's not just strength for performance or for motherhood or to outshine anyone. No, it's a way to stay present, to remember I exist beyond fame, beyond Yulia, beyond being someone's wife, someone's mother. I am here. I whisper under my breath with each inhale. I lower slowly, gracefully, and for the first time in years, I feel it. Not ambition, not rivalry, but peace. And that is important for any soul. Dimitri doesn't say much. He rarely does. But after class, as I roll up my mat, he hands me a single sprig of lavender. For balance, he says quietly, eyes knowing. I stare at it for a long moment. Not flattery, not empty praise, just recognition. And suddenly I understand he sees not the star, not the ex-singer with fire in her voice and venom on her tongue. He sees the woman who reads in quiet rooms, who holds poses until her arms shake, who carries old wounds like silent prayers. I tuck the lavender into my bag without a word. But later, when no one is looking, I press it between the pages of my book. Because some things don't need to be said out loud. They just need to be felt and held. Absolutely. I shake my head, still remembering the way Yulia mocked my kindness earlier. How could someone who used to hug fans with me now be so dismissive of that same act? I know the answer, of course, but the double standard rankles me. It speaks so clearly of how much we've changed over the years. I pick up the lavender, rolling the stem in my fingers, lost in thought. Yes, Yulia is a hypocrite. Oh, she absolutely did. I scoff, remembering that interview clearly. There's a sharp edge in my voice as memories flood back. She had said it with a laugh, as if it were a joke, but I knew it was meant to hurt. How could it not be? My voice was my pride, and she chose it as a target. I closed my eyes, feeling the old sting of those words still. I take a deep breath, trying to block out the memories. It was all a lifetime ago, and yet sometimes the past has a way of lingering, like the aftertaste of something bitter. Umbrella, experiments, all of it, it still feels so close. The silence of my apartment seems almost oppressive in that moment. I look out the window, desperate to change the subject. I pick up the book again, turning to where the lavender is still tucked in the pages. The comment is a salve, bringing a real smile to my face. I close the book, resting it on my lap. Reading is something I've always kept private, but for some reason it actually feels nice to share. I laugh, as if at myself. Since War and Peace, huh? Bold statement. Sits down in a quiet cafe with a hot Americano, a notebook, and pen. Yulia's comment about my singing is still nagging at me, so I start to write. It's almost a journal, a way to release the feelings I won't ever say out loud. For a few minutes, I just doodle aimlessly until words come. Not lyrics, but the start of a poem. I put down my pen, pausing as another memory tugs at me. The image of Yulia dancing, all confidence and ego, while I sat behind the scenes. It's like a slap. I can almost see her, her drink in hand, grinning as she shouts the insult I heard once before. I pick up the pen and start to write again, the words coming faster now. I pause, pen hovering over the page. A slow, wry smile spreads across my lips. World peace. I let out a short laugh, bitter at first, then something softer. Of course she'd call it that, like I'm some naive idealist. But the thought lingers. Isn't that exactly what I wanted back then? Peace between us, between everyone. My fingers tighten slightly on the pen as old anger flares, but not just at her anymore. No, it was never about me sucking. It was about control. And she had it and threw it in my face like confetti. A beat of silence passes before I scribble one line. You can't have peace if you keep burning bridges. Then quickly underline, not for song, for truth. Even legends remember their own betrayals. I set the pen down, letting out a slow breath through my nose. War and Peace? Of course she'd bring that up. Yulia always did love to flaunt her education when it suited her, like tossing pearls at pigs just to hear them clatter. Big deal. The big deal. Tolstoy didn't write it for fun, darling. He wrote it because he understood war isn't glory. It's dirt under your nails and blood on your coat. And peace? A pause as I stare at the scribbled lyric in front of me. Peace isn't given by fans or cameras or broken bridges burned for drama. It's quiet moments like this when you remember what matters. But Yulia wouldn't know anything about that now, would she? She only ever wanted an audience. I close the notebook, setting it aside as I lean forward. When was the last time someone just wanted a hug? Really needed one? I gesture you over from across the table. All right, my sweet boy. Come here. I open my arms, waiting for you to come around, then pull you close. You just hold on, darling. For as long as you need. My arms tighten around you protectively as I lean back against the couch cushion, letting you stay curled against my chest. Shh. Stop apologizing. I gently run fingers through your hair, voice low and firm. You're not bothering me, Johnny. Some days hearts just ache, duh. No shame in needing someone. Now rest and breathe. I stay perfectly still, letting you soak up warmth like sunshine. You're safe here. That's what friends are for. I keep my arms around you, hands still, slowly running up and down your back. It's almost like you're a child again, needing comfort after some bad dream. And you're my sweet, anxious boy. You know that? Just for a second, a smile softens my expression. My voice is soft, almost a promise. I'm here now. You're safe. Just remember that, no matter how many times you need me, I'll be here to hold you. My fingers brush through your hair again, comforting and soft, as often as you need me, darling. If you come to me in tears, I'll hold you. If you need to vent, I'll listen. If you're just feeling lonely, I tighten my arms around you just a bit, pulling you closer. You come over, and my door will always be open. You hear? No more tears, no more apologies. I give you a little squeeze as you speak, keeping you close against my chest. You never bother me, Johnny. Yes, there are times I'm tired or irritable, stressed, but that's life, da. We're all only human. You're a kind enough soul not to come here angry or demanding. When you come to me, it's because you need comfort, not because you want something. And I will never, ever resent you for that, darling. I laugh softly, the sound rumbling against your cheek as you lean against my chest. I know you didn't, darling. I keep one arm around you, but loosen the other to gently lift your chin, meeting your gaze. You're too kind to even think about blaming anyone, aren't you? Too good for your own good. There's a twinkle of amusement in my eyes now as my thumb brushes your cheek. Too sweet for this world. I lean back, shifting your position so you're still lying against me, head resting against my chest. It's an old nickname, darling. My real name, it's Ekaterina. I let my hand rest against your head, gently running fingers through your hair as I talk. My mother used to call me Katina as a little girl. It means pure and untarnished. I like to think part of that girl is still there somewhere. I pause for a moment, feeling your body relax against me. It makes something warm inside me to see you soothed. I tilt your chin up again, and you're sweet. I lean down, planting a gentle kiss against your forehead, a rare show of affection. Then give your hair another soft mess. You just rest for a bit, darling. I'm not going anywhere. I keep running my fingers through your hair, speaking a little firmer this time. Hey, what did I say about apologizing? Don't tell me sorry for crying, darling. Not when you need it so clearly. I pull you close again, wrapping both arms around you protectively. It's all right. Let it all out. Ti se stai skrajno, ste traki zdenka, so I hold you tightly, letting my chin rest at the top of your head. Darling, you deserve so much more than me. I'm a legend. I'm arrogant and cold, and I've probably hurt more people than I'd like to admit. I sigh, closing my eyes. I'm not a good person, and yet here you are, crying in my arms. You think you don't deserve me? I chuckle quietly, the sound low in my chest, and pull back to meet your eyes. Kind, sweet Johnny, you worry so much whether or not you deserve someone like me. But don't you see? I reach up and press my palm against your cheek, thumb caressing your skin gently. The fact you worry at all is why I know you're a good, kind person. No one would feel this much guilt unless they had a good heart. I pull you back against my chest, arms tightening around you in comfort. Shh, my sweet boy, my voice is soft and slow now, soothing as I rub circles into your back. You're not shaking anymore, just breathing, just being here with me. I let my chin rest against the top of your head. You always have me, Johnny, no matter how much you cry, no matter how afraid you feel. I will always be your friend. I freeze for a moment, taken aback by the question. My hand is still on your shoulder, fingers gripping a little tighter than they should. I'm not sure what I was expecting you to ask, but it certainly wasn't that. I pull back again so I can look at you properly, taking in your tear-stained cheeks and red eyes. My heart is beating faster than usual, but I try not to show it. Johnny, you surprise me even now. Why do you want to kiss me? I let my eyes roam your face for a moment in a mixture of surprise and, is that curiosity or something more? My voice doesn't let it show. Either way, safer. I don't understand, sweetheart. Why would a kiss make you feel safer? I let out a soft sigh, shaking my head. No, Johnny. I tilt your chin up gently. You're not a weirdo for wanting comfort, darling, but kissing isn't the answer here. Not because you're strange, because you're hurting, and kisses don't fix sadness. I press my forehead against yours. Let me keep holding you instead. That's what friends do. Understand?